Welcome to The Vibe, Broken Arrow, a podcast about Broken Arrow, right here, produced in Broken Arrow, the city where opportunity lives. I am Communications Director Aaron McCulloch for the city. This is Councilor Justin Green. This is Vice Mayor Christy Gillespie. And this is Water's Edge Winery owner, Mr. Brian Dean. We are here to talk about the New Orleans Square Block Party, which is fast approaching. First question, and maybe most important, what ward is this in?
My ward, of course.
What do you have to say about that?
Part of it would be her ward. The other part would be my ward. But it's for the whole city. So we're not going to battle about whose ward it is, because we already know who's the best ward.
We know who is known for New Orleans Square, so we don't need to battle about this at all. So,
Not at all.
Right?
We already know.
See, I really would put Brian on the spot because he has a business over there in one of the wards. And so I was
my
going to ask him
ward,
which
by
ward.
the way.
I think he also has a business in the Rose District in
That's
my
right.
ward, by the way.
So there's your out.
There it is.
There it
But
is.
the actual festival, the music is in my ward. So there you go.
And
But
the
you can
fireworks
enjoy
do
the
go off.
fireworks from my ward.
That's right.
All right. So we're sharing the fun and share it with the whole city, I guess.
Share.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we get to the expansion, let's go back a little bit and let's go back to some of the history and why the New Orleans Square Block Party came to be. This is the fourth year, and we talked about it a little bit earlier that Rockets over Rhema was a long-standing tradition here in Broken Arrow, and then for whatever reasons that went away. Is that why we now have the New Orleans Square Block Party?
Well, I believe so. I mean, it was, Rhema did such a great job for so many years, and it was something that people came to the city for. It was a tradition that we all love. And, fireworks are something that are a family tradition. So I think it was just kind of a natural progression for the city to figure out how can we continue this tradition somewhere in Broken Arrow. And of course, New Orleans Square was the perfect place to have it.
You wouldn't have it anywhere else, would you?
I would not,
We have these events that go on that improve the quality of life here in Broken Arrow. And this is definitely one of those things. And patriotism is big, I know, for all of us on the council and a lot of people here in the city. So it's a great opportunity for us to continue that tradition of patriotism and celebration.
Yeah.
It's a great collaboration between the city and the community and the business sector. I mean, what makes it so important to you to be a part of it?
Well, for me, just growing up, I grew up in a bigger city. I grew up in Dallas, and one thing I really loved was the individual festivals that would pop up in those. And it was just, you see people, you get to see music you didn't normally get to see. You got to learn local musicians that you didn't know because you went to go see a national act. So it really turned me on to different things in my community. As a business owner, that is greatly invested in it. I also like seeing some of the businesses that thrive from this event that I don't want to say didn't have anything to do with it, but that didn't really contribute. But they're certainly supportive of it. And so I just like seeing, Sonic sell out of burgers, and Come and Go sell out of soft drinks, and every, individual store doing well. I've seen people come in and buy whole outfits at Ross at the event because they showed up in a suit out of work or something, and it's just kind of neat to see that. It's
great that it's part of that whole revitalization of New Orleans Square. We've talked about it before in the past about how that was at one time the epicenter of Broken Arrow. Mm-hmm. And it seems like it's starting to come back that way too.
It is. One of the things too that I love is Broken Arrow is not a small little town anymore. We're a large city. But festivals, community events like this make us feel like we're a small town because there aren't very many, even small towns, that will shut down a whole intersection and, allow everyone just to hang out. You bring your lawn chairs and everyone just becomes one big community. And I think it's really important to continue events like this that bring, like you said, our businesses together and just all the citizens together in one place.
It is so great to be out there. I mean, last year was really eye-opening. I've gone every year, but last year was really eye-opening just seeing how many people were there and just having a great time. And that's what I think is so amazing about this is just that fellowship with strangers even,
right.
And it's great to see the kids getting their faces painted, seeing the folks enjoying the Touch-A-Truck, the businesses being all part of it. It really is a fabulous time.
It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, what socioeconomic class you're in. It's a time where anybody can come together, come out and celebrate and just have a good time.
And we get to have a good time for 3 nights this
Not
year.
just
That's
one.
that's the big
3.
news. Yeah.
Yes.
How cool is that? It's gone from one night the first 3 years to now 3 nights. And I know we had a conversation a little while back, and this was kind of part of the plan because you've been a big part of New Orleans Square Block Party from the very beginning. This was part of the plan, was to build it up. Did you think you'd build it up so quickly?
Not to the level it was last year. I did anticipate that, but I thought that would have been about year 5 or 6. And so I believe the year before we estimated about 8,500 people, and in 1 year to go to 35,000
That's what I heard.
is mind-boggling. I was thinking maybe we might get up to 14, 15,000 last year, and we just took off. So it was awesome.
So 3 nights, starting Thursday night, June 27th, Friday night, June 28th, Saturday night, June 29th. You want to talk a little bit about the performers that are coming? You've been booking these guys, these acts now you've been busy,
Yes.
really busy. Let's start off with Thursday night. And Drake Milligan, this guy is amazing.
That is right. So we're going to kick off live music around 5:30. He'll go on stage approximately about 8. Highly recommend showing up for the early acts because there's going to be a lot of surprises that not everybody's familiar with here. But Drake Milligan, he's an up-and-coming country star, landed the role of Elvis, sang all the Elvis parts on VH1's Sun Records, and then he was on the finale of America's Got Talent, and his career's just taken off. Right now, I read this week, he's in the top 3 most requested country artists on country music television. And so it's a small window here. I think we wouldn't have gotten him in a year.
That's impressive that he's one of those top 3 on country music television, and he's going to be right here in Broken Arrow.
That's right.
This
That
is
is
the place
amazing.
to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
He sold out Hard Rock Cafe last September, I believe, and he's grown even more since. So we're lucky to have him. So that's Thursday night. Friday night might be more impressive.
Yeah. So tell us about who's coming Friday night.
So Friday night, we do have a super group of local Tulsa musicians from bands like Jake and the Idols, Bad Decisions, Fat Cat, Weston Horn and the Hush, and they're all coming together just this one time for this event to put on an entire show. They'll open the show. Grady Nichols is also part of that. But the headliner is basically a super group. It's John Cafferty. Most people know him as the voice of Eddie and the Cruisers. Lead singer, former lead singer of Foreigner, former lead singers of Fleetwood Mac, Santana, Journey, and Kansas. And they're going to be playing all the hits. And the city was gracious enough to end with fireworks during the finale of the concert, which last year was amazing.
It was very
People
cool. Was that
still
planned?
talk about that. Not really. It was
Okay.
ad-lib, but it was one of the best ad-libs ever in Broken Arrow history.
Yep.
So it will be an amazing show.
And then Saturday night?
Saturday night. Depending on which day I'm talking to who is just determines what act I'm most excited for. So I was fortunate enough to see several key performers are no longer with us, but one of them was Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And so his bandmates from the Revolution, New Power Generation, and the Time, some current members, some former members, are all coming together to do a whole retrospect of his career. And what some people are going to be shocked is how many songs these guys wrote along with Prince for other artists like Janet Jackson, the Bangles, and so on and so forth. So they're going to add some of those in too. And Tulsa has current and longtime member of the Time that lives here in Tulsa, and he's going to be performing with them as well. And Grady Nichols actually just recorded a song with some of the members from the band, and so he might make a guest appearance on that. When they're finished, we basically are doing Chicago nights. The last 2 hit makers for Chicago were Bill Champlin and Jason Scheff. They both wrote and had #1 singles for Chicago, and we'll sing the whole retrospect of it. But Bill Champlin was also a major singer-songwriter who wrote for bands like Earth, Wind, and Fire, George Benson, and had a long-time relationship with David Foster, who is the music industry. And so he's going to do some of the songs he wrote for other people. And then world-renowned guitarist Chris Rodriguez, who plays with everyone, Keith Urban, Kelly Clarkson, Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins. He's going to back him up, along with some Tulsa musicians, including Grady Nichols. So we'll have some horn section from there, and there's going to be a lot of surprises that pop up. People are going to have a lot of fun. So I strongly recommend don't wait till late to come. Get there early.
So speaking of which, how early?
We're going to be starting live music shortly after 5 o'clock each night. And so we'll have a lot of local bands, but there's a lot of different artists that are stopping by just to pop up and jump out on stage. And this has earned a reputation. As a matter of fact, Mike Wilson, who plays in Grady Nichols' band, he also is a solo act around town. Last year, just by being there, he auditioned for John Elefante, the former lead singer of Kansas, and he hired him. So he tours all over the world now as a result of that. And don't be surprised if that happens again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Most definitely. It promises to be an incredible weekend. And it doesn't matter what genre of music you enjoy, you can come out and you can find something that you will love.
That's right.
Yeah, we're very lucky, Brian, that you have so many amazing contacts and that you're able to make those contacts and bring acts like this to our city, because it's going to be an amazing night. Everyone needs to make sure and bring out their lawn chairs, blankets to sit down, so that way you kind of get your seat. You save your seat when you bring your lawn chairs out. And
That's a great point, because it got packed last
Yes.
year around the stage,
Yeah.
and a lot of great viewing options around there. But I mean, you do want to stake your claim, so to speak.
And everyone needs to know, too, this is very kid-friendly.
That's
I
right.
mean, I have my grandsons out there, and we were dancing together, and that's what's so fun, is you see all the kids out there, I mean, young and old. I mean, my in-laws will be there. Hopefully, my parents will be there. And it's just, that's what's so cool about it is, all those fun pictures you look back on and everyone having a good time, smiling.
It's a great time for the whole family.
That's right.
That's right. So Thursday night, one concert, and then there's going to be some food trucks, but no fireworks, and there's not going to be any impacts as far as the street closure, the intersection closure. But then Friday night and Saturday night, that's when we have around 50 new food trucks, I think it is, around 90 vendors that are going to be selling their wares and that sort of thing. We will close the intersection. I think it's around 2 o'clock, reopen about 11 p.m. for all those night owls out there. That's way past my bedtime. And then fireworks, of course, both nights, Friday and Saturday night. So it stands to be an amazing, amazing weekend heading into the July 4th holiday.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
You should be. You've done a lot of work behind
Really
this.
excited.
City staff has done a lot of work behind this, and it's going to be a really, really good time. It's amazing. 3 nights. That is just so cool, and you don't get to see that very
Who does
often.
that?
I know.
I don't know
exactly.
anybody else.
It takes a village. It takes an incredible team of business people, volunteers, city staff, and everybody to put this thing together to make it come off with the way it's going to. So it's incredible. We appreciate everybody who's put in to make this happen.
Yeah.
All right. June 27th, June 28th, June 29th. Be there at 5 p.m. Get yourself a good seat and have a great time. Bring the family out, and it's going to be a ton of fun.
Yes.
Be in the square.
That's
That's right. I love it.
We'll see you next time. This is The Vibe, Broken Arrow.
The Vibe Broken Arrow is produced by the City of Broken Arrow. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to hear more about Broken Arrow, the city where opportunity lives.